It's the people's house. Big Zeus. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. Go to the gate at 1600 on the map. Yeah, supposed to be the people's house. I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers. I'm balling through the wall. Power to the people. Yeah, I gotta make that call. Trapping for the team. Red and white and blue. That's me. Voices on the block. I'm breaking through. I got the keys. I'm in the lobby. Yeah, I'm moving like a OG. Posted in the Oval Office in the executive suite. Yeah, signing for the fan. Yeah, you know my game strong. Freedom make the fan. Yeah, I got my chains on. Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is hitting hard. I bury you inside the booth. Founding father vision. Yeah, I'm flexing with this cash. Huge on a big tent. Turn these dreams to bad. I'm the voice of the hood trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hand, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stains running deep. Promising selling it, but you know it ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these rooms, Lincoln, MLK. Now it's photo ops, power plays all day. I'm trapping for the vote. Big Zeus, it's the people's house. Big Zeus, powers in the air. Big Zeus, yeah. We knocking on the door. Big Zeus, we wanna hear your soul. Yeah, yeah. Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. You go on and play it. Yeah, I think this is a joke. Take it back and write the code. 1600 got your soul. Put my portrait on the wall. They staring at me like I'm cold. Greatest story ever told. I will never ever fold. I'm trapping out the West Wing, doing deals all in the dark. Make your dreams come true. All I need is a spark. Red phone ringing, but you don't know who is on my line. Got the Constitution jumping, yeah, you know I'm so divine. No stains. It's always a warm up, and then you get started. Good morning. And the gates is locked. This power never divides. Spitting for the block. Yeah, buses make them wanna fight. 1600, do it all. All night, the people's house is a trap. Got the power, get it back. Clap, fight for. It's a rap, I'ma bring it back. In the people's house, powers in the air. Yeah, it's the people's house. We knocking on your door. It's the people's house. We wanna hear your soul.
All right, let's go. W. Rick Sheafit. Kevin. Weasley, good morning. Nice to see all of you. Seriously. Swerve, brother Swerve. I saw you coming up in here. You know what happened to it, Challenger.
It's deja vu when I'm running up the grass. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, head of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage, your tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
This is how I'm supposed to be.
Happy Friday.
The algorithm turned me to a maniac.
W.
Check out all these numbers on my spreadsheet. sheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they was my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get me points that be just me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm
Good morning. That's not what you did with conservative Democrats. All right, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the favorite part.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
They never have anything nice.
It's like deja vu.
They never have anything nice to say about me. It really does bother me.
It's like deja vu.
All right, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in this morning. It's Friday, January 23rd, 2026, the year of our Lord. And once again, we are gathered to do the real work that it takes to save this great country of ours from Donald Trump and his supporters. Yes, make sure you are tapping the screen. Make sure you are sharing the live, keeping the engagement as high as possible. All right, definitely send the live out to anybody you know that worships Donald Trump. You know, or if you know, sometimes they don't admit they worship Donald Trump, but if you know anybody out there, I love it when you all comment on my videos and then you show me stuff. I mean, I look at this stuff and I say, oh my gosh, how do I do this, ladies and gentlemen? I thought I had it. Gosh, so It's so hard to maintain it, all right? But if you know anybody that worships that guy, this guy in the background, send it to them. Tell them to get on in here and let them know, enter with caution, because we do not allow MAGA to be victims on this side of TikTok. Sort of like that guy yesterday, NFL Guru. You saw what I did to him. He's still crying, by the way. So before I get into that, let me introduce myself. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And yes, this is my backup account. We're still hoping the TikTok gods restore the main account, all right? So just bear with me, all right? And I appreciate, honestly, every single one of you who've been following me through this account and then through the Dark Zeus account through this whole just disgusting situation they've put me in. I was climbing so high in the poll numbers. Did you see this, what they did to me on TikTok? I was climbing so high in the poll numbers, and I get it. I get it. I mean, I listen to these people on TikTok. I mean, I have to be arguably the best host on TikTok, right? And I understand the powers that be, they don't like my style because, yeah, I'm a nice person, but apparently TikTok doesn't think that I'm a nice person, and so they'll do everything they can to keep me suppressed. But you know what? As long as you love your country and you're doing what you got to do to save it, then it is what it is, right? Good morning to you, dog. Yeah. And so, and my style is different. You know, there's different ways you can engage MAGA. You know, and I don't think there's one way to do it, but I do believe as long as you're being truthful, then that's really, really what matters. And every now and then you got to hurt some feelings. And so, speaking of hurting some feelings, let me go ahead and get this out of the way first. Well, let's get the housekeeping stuff taken care of, so to speak. Well, so let me introduce myself. For those of you, this might be your first time tuning into someone like me. Who are you? I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I am honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H, it's because I am humble. I'm the most humble person on social media. All right. And then the last H, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been thinking about this. You know this gentleman named Handsome Liberal? You know this guy? If you ever get a chance to talk to him, because I've been trying to catch up with him, could you please tell him Big Zeus would appreciate it if he just took the handsome part off of his profile name, because I think I've earned it. I mean, he's a nice guy, but there's only one. What about Biden? Oh, by the way, the song is out for those of you who like that song. You know, What About Biden? It's now out. Just type in my artist name and it's there. Because we took that from MAGA. What about Biden? All right. So what I'll say is this: if you are a Trump supporter and you know, I like conservative Democrat. Remember he got into your live yesterday, Ange. And you get triggered easily, you might want to leave this live, ladies and gentlemen, because it's definitely going to make you uncomfortable. What I do to your dear leader, it's going to make you uncomfortable. I talk about him like he's nothing. And I go a lot harder on the supporters, because when you know that these people don't care about who they are, they're not human beings, they're creatures. So if you do not want us to hurt your feelings, for the Trump voters out there, if you don't want us to hurt your feelings, leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable on this show. And for educational purposes only, TikTok, all right? But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. I take no responsibility for the sparks that may start to fly. I just tell my mutuals, you know, grab your shields and get ready to arm yourself, because we got to do this real work that it takes to save this country. So what do I want to start out with, ladies and gentlemen? The first thing is, you know, I keep getting these reports that you know, MAGA keeps saying they're winning. People keep saying MAGA, they keep telling me that they're winning. And I just want to tell you, Trump voters out there, you're not winning anything. As a matter of fact, you're losing quite a bit. And if you're not careful, you're going to make the same mistake that you claim the Democrats made. Yeah. The only thing MAGA is winning, honestly, is they're winning when it comes to being evil and sick people, right? They're winning when it comes to having the most incompetent president ever we've ever had in American history. I don't understand how MAGA made all that noise about Joe Biden. Joe, what about Biden? Remember? Being incompetent. You know, they made every little thing Joe Biden said, they made such a big deal out of it. But then you have this incompetent, rambling buffoon unleashing hell on America, can't speak in complete sentences, running around here unleashing his thugs. These are thugs. These are hardened criminals, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen the United States of America look like this. I've never seen the United States of America look like this. And you know, this is the thing that really gets to me. This is the thing that really is bothering me right now. Hold on, there you go. Whose hand is that? Whose hand is that? Whose hand is that? Any conservative women in here? I gotta talk about this hand. Anyone? Whose hand is this? And there's two scandals. It's Donald Trump's hand. There's two scandals going on in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, that Donald Trump and his supporters refuse to be honest with the American people about. One, it's definitely the Epstein files. For some strange reason, MAGA, and I could play to you what Tim Lieu said, they would rather bring Jack Smith in to talk about the crimes Donald Trump committed on January 6th. They would rather do that than to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Because we already know he's a criminal. And they'll lie to us, and they'll let Donald Trump lie to us about what this hand is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, does anybody know why Donald Trump's hand looks like this? Does anyone know why his hand looks like this? All right. But I'll tell you what, let's listen to Donald Trump yesterday tell the entire planet, the entire universe, why his hand looks like this.
And I've always had a great relationship, President Xi of China. Always had a great relationship with him. It was a very strained relationship during COVID, but now it's an excellent relationship. Look, you see that. Look at all the farm product they're buying. Soybeans, they're buying a lot of soybeans. That makes our farmers happy, and that makes me happy. Thank you very much, everybody.
We saw the bruising on your hand. Are you okay?
Very good. I clipped it on the table. So I put a little, what do they call it, cream on it, but I clipped it.
He clipped his hand on the table and says he put something on it. What do they call it? Cream.
I would say take aspirin if you like your heart, but don't take aspirin if you don't want to have a little bruising. You know, if you take I take the big aspirin.
Take aspirin if you like your heart. Donald Trump has serious heart issues. He has serious heart problems. And MAGA, y'all gonna sit here and let this aspirin addict, he's an aspirin addict, because if you see something you're taking is causing you to bruise that much, then the most logical thing is to stop taking it. But he says he's gonna keep taking it, even if it risks him ending up rotting in front of our faces. This is the same demon. I'm not a TikTok doctor, Vegas girl, but I got something that a lot of you don't have, which is common sense. Good morning, Marley. I have common sense. But this is the same guy that'll get on national television with RFK Jr. and say to the women, don't take Tylenol. Remember, he said, don't take Tylenol. Remember all of that? Don't take Tylenol. And then you turn around and he's getting just totally hooked on aspirin. Make it make sense. This is why I say this all the time. The United States of America, we're cursed right now because of this man. This is very simply put, this is what happens to you when you do things to children you shouldn't do. Like, you know, and people say, well, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein that he refuses to be honest with us about. You can't do harmful things to children and then turn around and try to be blessed. It won't work. Just like you can't turn around and talk about how ugly Joe Biden was, how did he fall asleep, and, he's incompetent, and then think all of this stuff wouldn't be used against you at one point in time. Yeah, it is karma. Yeah, and you know what happens when you say it's karma? His supporters, they turn around and they start crying. Oh, we're going to go run to the DOJ. We're going to run to the FBI. What are you going to do? What are they going to do? They can't fix this. They can't fix this. So where we're at right now in the United States of America is this, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody this is my opinion, everybody that's in the cabinet, the Trump cabinet, they're all covering up Donald Trump's health. They're all covering up the Epstein files. And they'll do that as long as they can get away with the crimes they've been committing. We got Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Hegseth. You see what he's done. Dropping the boom booms on the boats in the Caribbean and in the Eastern Pacific, toppling Venezuela. You see RFK Jr. We got measles cases. We're really like a third world country. Banana Republic style, so to speak, right? We got just all kind of health outbreaks happening all over the country. FEMA right now. There's a big freeze coming over the country right now. Did you hear about this big freeze? And has Donald Trump said anything about this big freeze that's about to hit America right now? He hasn't said a word. He hasn't said a word. And I promise you, when a lot of his supporters end up being harmed by it, he won't do anything to help him. You're on your own because he's making himself more rich. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Epstein curse, and this is a MAGA demon right in the background. And I think it's time to send someone straight to hell. Should I send him to hell this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Don't put God bless. So if you put God bless Donald Trump in my chat, I'm just going to ask you to stop. And if you don't stop, I'll have to mute you. I don't want to see any misinformation. I don't want to hear it this morning. I just want you to bend the knee, all right, and say, Jesus is Lord, so to speak. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to warm up the lake of fire. Send him. Somebody said I should send him. Any Trump voters out there claiming to be Christians? Any of you Trump supporters out there claiming to be Christians before I do this? I just wanted to give you a heads up. All right. So what I'll do is this. All you so-called Christians who worship this cursed demon, I'm giving you a first-class trip with him. Where? Straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
To be honest with you, I get so tired of having to get online every Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. and talk about this man and his cult following. I really do. I could be doing so many other things. I have a very exciting life, quiet as it is kept, because I'm the Rizzler. And what do you expect? But I do this because I love my country. And when you see things like this, I can't help but wonder, how is it the DOJ? You hear about what the DOJ did? They went and arrested 2 protesters for going inside of a demonic place, some I call it demon headquarters. Did you hear that? And they said they were trying to even get Don Lemon. Did you hear this, ladies and gentlemen? I said, what? Y'all can't wait to just throw a brother in jail, right? MAGA can't wait to throw a brother in jail. And it just blows my mind because I sit back and I say, isn't it funny they have time to do all these things, but they can't seem to get those Epstein files? I mean, I'm glad Don Lemon spoke up, so to speak, right? Because we need more people to say things like this. And so I'll let Don Lemon explain what he had to say about the whole thing, because I think this is what it'll take to save America. And, when we talk, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have strings attached like these MAGA demons do.
And I stand tall. I stand proud and I stand tall. This is not a victory lap for me because it's not over. They're going to try again, and they're going to try again. And guess what? Here I am.
Get them done.
Keep trying. That's not going to stop me from being a journalist. You're not going to diminish my voice. Go ahead, make me into the new Jimmy Kimmel if you want. Because I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to believe the same things, whether you want to, whatever. None of this is about justice. This is about power, and it's about people who are incompetent.
You hear that, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom? And I'll go one step further than Don, because he has to say what he has to say. But I'll call it for what it is. This is about good versus evil, plain and simple. And every single one of you who are still worshiping Donald Trump, I just want you to know, as far as I am concerned, you don't even need to debate me anymore. We see you for what you are. Yeah. Evil. You should have seen this video. Tiny Tank Top Tim, ladies and gentlemen. You should watch this. He was actually hosting a live and cooking. Did you see this? He was cooking. This is a MAGA demon. Hosting a live, cooking at the same time. And what was he cooking? Onions. This is what I didn't know this, but Tiny Tank Top Tim, he eats onions. That's all he chops them up. This is what he does and gets off on Donald Trump. I said, wow, that is next level MAGA demon behavior. You can't take people that eat onions like they're snacks seriously, ladies and gentlemen. Could you imagine? You go to his house, you want... I kid you not, him and his sidekick, his mascot, MAGA Queen. And I said, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. These folks are sick, ladies and gentlemen. I can't find a normal, sane Trump supporter. No wonder you want to see Don Lemon arrested. And you want your dear leader to continue to do these harmful things. Look at how he's forcing you to survive. Y'all have to eat onions in order to live. You don't need health insurance. No. You gotta, he says, I'm a Republican because I don't want any help from the government. This is how he justifies eating onions, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I say, this is the sickest thing I have ever seen in my life. And in the meantime, what are they doing? They're harming children, ladies and gentlemen. It's so bad. Vice President Kamala Harris actually had to make a statement yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you saw this. She says, Liam Ramos, which is this little boy in the background, he is just a baby. He should be at home with his family, not used as bait by ICE and held in a Texas detention center. I am outraged, and you should be too. We have a government, ladies and gentlemen, that's actually targeting children. So what happened? His lawyers, the little boy's lawyers and J.D. Vance, they're going back and forth about what happened. And what we'll do is we'll listen to the exchange, and the lawyers got it right, all right? And then we'll go to judgment.
Was not eluding ICE in any way. They were following all the established protocols, pursuing their claim for asylum, showing up for their court hearings, and posed no safety, no flight risk,
None.
And never should have been detained.
The 5-year-old was not arrested, that his dad was an illegal alien.
No.
And then when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran.
Oops.
TikTok can officially stay in the United States.
Hold
Now,
on, I messed
ByteDance.
up. Hold on, we'll get it back. Hold on. So J.D. Vance is saying one thing, and obviously the lawyer is saying another thing. Hold on one second. I accidentally swiped out. Bear with me. All right. Sorry. Bear with me. Oh, my gosh. All right. Hold on. Let's get this. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to get this back. Hold on.
Eluding ICE in any way. They were
Arrested,
Yeah.
that his dad was an illegal alien. And then when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran.
These are not illegal aliens. They
Oh.
came properly, they came legally, and are pursuing a legal pathway. So that's just not accurate.
It's clear to me that there are multiple paths immigrants take legally to live and work in the United States, such as sponsorship,
Yeah.
seeking asylum,
Yeah.
refugee status,
Yeah.
or temporary work permit, among others. You're the expert. The young boy Liam and his father, who were taken yesterday, have the documentation.
Yeah.
I saw it with my own eyes when I visited the home.
There you go. So JD, which JD is a chud, by the way. He's the biggest chud on the face of the earth. You can just tell. It's amazing to me that whenever they look into a situation, they always, for some strange reason, everybody they see that's a person of color is a criminal. And it's like, wow, JD, you really know how to find criminals. That's an amazing skill you have because they haven't even had a fair chance in court. You know, you saw what they did to Renee Nicole Good too, right? How they just instantly demonized her. Same playbook. What happened after Charlie Kirk? They turned around and demonized the radical left and our rhetoric. Remember, it's the same doggone playbook without ever letting any of this stuff play out in court. But the funniest, or actually it's not the funniest thing, the most mind-blowing thing is, again, JD, why can't you see the criminal in the White House? Trump voters. Oh, MAGA victory. MAGA victory. MAGA victory. You're going to really put that in my comment section and bring your behind up here real quick. It doesn't take long. Come on up here, MAGA victory. You tell me really. And if you don't want to get up here, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. That says a lot. That says a lot.
What's going on, Zeus?
Why would you be in my comment section right now talking about anything other than what I am talking about?
Well, I'm just listening to all you guys' lies. That's all.
What have I lied about?
All of the stuff. That kid, I mean, y'all making stuff to be more bigger than what it is.
Okay, so explain where the lie is. You don't have all the facts.
Half of the stuff ain't even going in place,
no.
like the church invasion. They should be after those people. That was so disrespectful.
No, it wasn't.
They
And I'm gonna
walked
tell
in
you
the
why.
church like
I'm gonna
that,
tell you
dude,
why.
that's against the law, man.
Jesus walked into the churches when they weren't doing what they were supposed to. Remember
No.
that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Honestly.
Yes, but
Okay,
look,
so what's the difference? Aren't we supposed to be Christ-like?
what I'm telling you is that was the most immoral act that y'all can ever do. And that's what y'all Democrats is known. Y'all demonizing the whole thing. Y'all demons, man. Y'all really don't know that.
Now you can't take my lingo from me, champ. That's
Yes,
going too
y'all
far.
are.
Number one.
Y'all
But
are.
honestly,
y'all support wrong.
honestly, I'm gonna stop this right here because
I'm serious. Y'all supporting wrong, bro.
No. When you talk about going inside of a building, because number one, we are the church. The people are the church. You understand that?
Yes, but
okay.
y'all
So
not.
is God confined to being in a building, or is He supposed to be in you?
The stuff that y'all suppose
can you
of,
answer
God
a
do
simple
not
question?
approve of.
Can you
That
answer
is
a
point
simple
blank.
question? Jesus Christ. See, this is what I'm saying. I might have to mute you. And if you can't answer what I'm talking about, champ, guess what? Hell will be your portion. Now, what I need to do is validate whether or not you have a relationship with Christ before I move any further with this conversation. Plain and simple. If you really loved Jesus, you wouldn't be ashamed to admit it. So hit unmute and let's talk about it. And it doesn't take long because this is how demons look and this is how they are in the wild, ladies and gentlemen. Unmute yourself, sir, please. I said,
I'm muting me. I don't know why you muted me.
Because I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
I am. I'm listening.
Okay. So I asked you, do you believe that we are the church, us the people? Or do you think the building is where Jesus dwells at?
I mean, I can't speak for your soul or nobody else's, but from what I seen with some of them left unhinged Democrats went in there and that did in that church, that's ungodly. That's demonizing, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all demonizing.
Okay, but you're not answering anything that I'm saying. You're still stuck on the emotional thing. And I'm going to just tell you right now, it's not demonizing, all right? What's demonizing is what they did on January 6th. You remember when all those Triple K affiliates showed up to the closed building? You remember that?
I remember that they had some people that worked for government that was in those crowds exciting more than what it was. That's what I do remember.
All right. So here's the thing.
I do remember that.
I can't fix this. I can't.
I know you're not gonna be able to fix it.
Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do, brother. Here's what I do. You tried and you lied and you must fry. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an example of a Trump voter. I'm asking him very plain and simple questions. One was about his faith. He should be able to speak answers very clearly about his faith in Jesus. He has zero because we all saw and smelled the Cheeto dust. I can't even believe I was smelling it, but I smelled Cheeto dust through the screen, which means I know where your mouth's been. You're sick, man. You're a sick man. And then the second thing, which is probably the most atrocious, was you sat there and you tried to lie about what happened on January 6th in front of us, like we all didn't see it. You would rather do all that and harm kids than to simply come clean with the American people. You're a sick person, and I don't have any time for you. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending up that MAGA demon that just got in my box, tried to pollute it with lies. It didn't work. Join me in sending him where he came from. Where? Straight to hell. Doesn't work like that.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You know what? You're just gonna make me get to my favorite part, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the favorite part of what I want to do. And this has to do with the person this man gets up here and worship and defends. How could you defend this? Is my question to all the Trump voters. How could you defend this? And again, I want MAGA to remember everything they said about Joe Biden as we listen to this breakdown that Lawrence O'Donnell provided us.
Move the president from office would be invoked for anyone other than Donald Trump after his hallucinated conversation with Emmanuel Macron today, which was also completely wrong.
So Lawrence O'Donnell calls this out very well. Donald Trump goes onto the world stage, all right, and makes up a story that he had with the president of France. And none of it is true. None of this is true. And MAGA hasn't said a word. This is very disturbing.
On the policy point, Donald Trump was trying and failing to make with that hallucination. It began with this.
Under my most favored nation policy for drug prices, the cost of prescription drugs is coming down by up to 90%, depending on the way you calculate. You could also say 5, 6, 7, 800%.
What?
No, you cannot say that. It is impossible for a price to come down more than 100%. When a price comes down 100%, Donald, we're going to say this again, the price becomes zero. There is no price below zero, Donald. Imagine how many times his teachers tried to tell him that. But Donald Trump, alone in that room today, is the only person there who doesn't know that. He doesn't know that arithmetic, that basic arithmetic. Donald Trump is the only graduate of the University of Pennsylvania who does not know that a price cannot come down more than 100%. Everyone at the University of Pennsylvania knew that. In 1749, when Benjamin Franklin established the University of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So one of the biggest things that I've done is the fact that we have now most favored nation. We will pay whatever the lowest price is in the entire world. So our drug prices are going to be coming down by staggering 90%. Again, you could say 1,000%, 2,000%.
Wow. Wow. Do you all hear what this man is saying? It makes absolutely no sense.
Donald Trump fails an intelligence test every time he speaks publicly, every single time. And he did again today. There is no most favored nation plan for American drug prices. Donald Trump claims there is and issued an announcement, just an announcement last year, claiming he has agreements, secret agreements with pharmaceutical companies to charge Americans whatever is the lowest paid price in the world for any drug. Not one word of that agreement has been made public, and not one drug price has declined in America because of it.
So, what we don't want to hear, Gary, and I see you, Gary, we do not want to hear you all lying to us about the favored nation's policy that supposedly is bringing down drug prices, because it's not real. It's not real. Just like those 90-day, 90-deal trade deals he was supposed to get. None of this is real. And y'all let this man ramble and say these things without holding him accountable. What about Biden? Remember?
Donald Trump then proved that he doesn't understand how most favored nation pricing would work if it did exist for American pharmaceutical consumers. Donald Trump stupidly believes that the way for the United States to pay the lowest price in the world for drugs is for other countries to raise the price of their drugs.
Lord have mercy.
That is not how it's supposed to work.
Wow.
The only thing that is supposed to happen is that the high price is supposed to go down to the lowest price, which is supposed to stay where it is. But Donald Trump isn't even pretending
Listen to this.
that he can even understand what his plan is supposed to do. Because he doesn't understand what his non-plan is supposed to do, he made up a conversation with the president of France in which he forced the president of France to raise drug prices in France, something no politician would ever do. And oh, by the way, something that is impossible for the president of France to do.
Right.
But Donald Trump, in his publicly disintegrating brain today,
Right.
believed that he found the way to sound tough about something.
Listen to this.
So when I called up Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses.
Wow.
What the hell happened? But I watched him sort of be tough. But he was at $10 for a pill.
What?
And I said, Emmanuel, and I have all the big pharmaceutical companies are in total agreement. It wasn't easy, by the way. They're tough, smart. They've been getting away with this scam for a long time. But they gave it up. But they said, you'll never get the countries to approve it. I said, why is that? Because they won't. They always said, we're not paying any more. Get the rest for the United States. So over the years, they stayed the same. We just went up, up, up. And I mean, we would pay 13, 14, 15 times more than some certain countries would. So I said, no, they'll approve it 100%. So you'll never get them to approve it. I said, I guarantee you.
Okay, pardon me. I really don't want to interrupt him in mid-hallucination, but Donald Trump has no idea that socialists like Bernie Sanders have been trying to control the price of prescription drugs in America for all of Donald Trump's lifetime. And Republicans have said, absolutely not. Must not do that.
Interesting.
Donald Trump doesn't know that the more socialistic countries of Europe and virtually every country in the world controls drug prices. Their governments control the price. They set the price and control it. And that's why the drug prices are low in those countries. Democrats have done everything they can over decades in legislation to try to control drug prices and have been opposed by Republicans every single step of the way.
Wow.
And Joe Biden managed to have a major breakthrough on prescription drug prices for Medicare, forcing the pharmaceutical companies to negotiate their prices down by law. That's in law. But most drug prices still in this country don't come close to being regulated. And other Democratic presidents have also tried, and mostly failed, to get price regulation on drugs in this country, and every Republican in Congress and every Republican president has opposed that.
And I said, Emmanuel, you're going to have to lift the price of that pill.
What?
To $20, maybe $30. Think of that. That means it's a doubling of prescription drugs.
Wow.
Might be a tripling, might be a quadrupling. It's not easy. No, Donald, I will not do that. I said, yes, you will, 100%. He said, no. You're asking me to double. I said, Emmanuel, you've been taking advantage of the United States for 30 years with prescription drugs. You really should do it.
Wow.
And you will do it, I have no doubt. In fact, I am 100% sure you're going to. No, I will not do it.
Wow. It's all made up.
Everyone in that audience knows that he was hallucinating, and hallucinating a lot. So back to Donald Trump claiming he told the president of France that he would have to increase the French price of pharmaceuticals. Imagine telling a politician anywhere, hey, I want you to raise the price of drugs in your country.
Wow.
That is an insane political proposition on its face.
This is MAGA right here.
Here's the Trump version.
This is MAGA.
I said, Emmanuel, you're going to be doubling or tripling? No. I said, here's the story, Emmanuel. The answer is you're going to do it. You're going to do it fast. And if you don't, I'm putting a 25% tariff on everything that you sell into the United States and a 100% tariff on your wines and champagnes. And that's about 10 times more than what I'm requesting. And you're going to do it. I don't want to go public with it, but you may make me do that. No, Donald, I will do it. I will do it. It took me, on average, 3 minutes a country.
3 minutes a country. Wow.
Saying the same thing. You will do it. They all said, no, I will not do it. You're asking me to double the cost of prescription. I said, that's right, because you've been screwing us for 30 years. And they said, we will not do it. I said, that's all right. On Monday morning, we're putting a 25, 30, 50. I gave different numbers for different countries.
Wow.
Donald Trump claims he wants the United States to have the lowest drug prices in the world, but at the same time, he claims he wants to raise the lowest drug price in the world. He wants France and other countries to raise their lower drug prices so that the United States only has to match a much higher lowest drug price.
Wow.
The man had absolutely no idea what he was saying 1 second of that lying hallucination.
Yeah.
Had no idea what was coming out of his mouth. Those 3-minute deals he claims he made, just describing that one hallucination with the president of France took him more than 3 minutes.
Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. And yet, MAGA will get in here, ladies and gentlemen, and you've seen them, they'll go around on TikTok and do it. We won! We won in 2024. What did you win? Seriously, what did you win? You won the craziest demon on earth running the country, stripping you of everything. I mean, basically, taxes have gone up because of the tariffs, and you're getting less government in terms of support. You're getting more ICE. You're getting more crime coming from the government attacking its citizens, but you're not winning. MAGA, you're not winning. You're all losing. You're all real losers now that I think about it. And thank you, Lawrence O'Donnell. Let's give W's in the chat for Lawrence O'Donnell. Because as painful as that was to listen to, he's at least someone in the media addressing Donald Trump's cognitive ability. It's amazing to me that he's acing cognitive tests and he sounds like that. How do you ace cognitive tests and you still manage to be the most incompetent person on earth? It makes absolutely no sense. Somebody's got to be lying. And so when you're lying, you know what they say? When you're lying, you're frying, right? You're lying, you're frying. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do it. Join me in warming up the lake of fire. This is for every single one of you Trump voters out there who continue to lie about winning when you know you're not, ruining this country, trying to blame Democrats and people of color, but at the same time, we all see it. It's not us, it's you. Join us. Join me in sending them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
W Zeus. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen, that, you know what? That concludes the monologue portion of the show. And I'm going to try to have some conversations with amazing people, Americans out there. Hopefully, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It's mainly about whether or not you can actually have a serious conversation and be truthful with us. And I say this to MAGA. If you do not want to hear the truth, MAGA, if you do not want us to hurt your feelings, just leave right now. Just leave, all right? Because I gave you the PSA announcement.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
and you do.
If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
right,
very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Because we get so tired. We get so tired and irritated hearing you all constantly make the same excuse over and over when we all know it's a flat out lie. Like, for instance, it's like it's a blue car and you're going to keep lying and say it's not blue, it's just, it could be that. No, we see it for what it is. We see that Donald Trump is destroying this country. We see that you're not holding him accountable. We see women and children being hurt by ICE, zip tied. We saw what happened to Renee Nicole Good and several others in this country. It's not good. It's evil. And we're not going to accept any of it. Oh, Christina, why would you? Oh, Christina, and by the way, Christina, I'm really wondering what has gotten into you lately, man, because every time I think I've made some progress with you, Christina, you turn around and you backslide. And I'm wondering, what will it take? No, I don't. I don't know what happened to it. I honestly don't know what happened to all the progress, I've invested in you, so to speak. I've tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. I've tried to do everything I can, but I'm wondering what keeps you so loyal to Donald Trump. Why won't you just take that leap of faith and try to be a decent human being? It's going to take a little bit of work, but you could do it. I truly do believe, because if I can change, you can change. If I can change, you can change, Christina. I mean, it's really unfortunate that we have a country of people, especially when I see conservative women out here. And I sit here and I go, you do understand that these men that you are propping up, they do not respect you at all. They don't, you do understand that though, Christina, right? You do understand that 99.99% of conservative men, they really don't respect you. You do know that? I just wanted to give you that. At least over here, we try to be better every day. None of us are perfect. We get that, but you got to have standards. All right. And you got to know that. So when I see you out there and I go, the thing MAGA doesn't get, and I think it's because maybe, I talked to Tiny Tank Top Tim, he doesn't like to learn, right? And so what they don't understand is this: eventually, the same things you are approving Donald Trump to do to other people, eventually it'll swing back and it'll be done to you. And what I found in every situation, every circumstance with MAGA, they're okay with law enforcement beating up people of color, all right? They're okay with it. They're okay with them doing what they did to Renee, but they forget that Monday you could have a president like Joe Biden back in the White House, right? And if that president, because see, what if we ended up electing, because Donald Trump is a crazy person on the right, what if we ended up electing a crazy person on the left, MAGA? Then the tables turn, right? You would then have I promise you all would have a problem. And let's just say I was the president. How about that? Let's just say Big Zeus is the president. And I've told every single one of you things I would do. What if I said, if they're on social media and they support Donald Trump or they supported Donald Trump, send ICE to them. They don't belong in the country. You all would be upset. You all would be super upset. You would say he's going too far. You would be out here protesting, right? You would do that. And that's the thing you don't understand. The pendulum, it swings both ways. And what we're trying to help you all understand with your simple minds is eventually the tables will turn. And MAGA, the way it's going right now, and I'll be honest with you, because a lot of people say, Zeus, you're a real nice guy. I'm not really so nice anymore. I'm at the point now where I'm going, you know what? Let the pendulum swing back the other way and just start letting MAGA catch hell. Just start letting them see how this stuff really feels, because Joe Biden never did anything like this to Donald Trump. He never did anything like this to MAGA. He never did anything like this. He did not weaponize the DOJ. And we can prove that because, and you know what I'm really upset about him? Merrick Garland. How is the president of the United States has a guy like Merrick Garland, and Merrick Garland indicts his son? Once Merrick Garland indicted Hunter Biden, that lie that it was a weaponized DOJ was over, because we know that if, let's just say it, Pam Bondi had if there was even any talks about Pam Bondi indicting Don Jr., Donald Trump would immediately shut that down. You know that. Donald Trump would immediately shut it down if it was rumblings out there that Pam Bondi is about to indict Don Jr. or Eric Trump or anybody in the Trump crime family. So now you have a weaponized DOJ. You have it. And MAGA has been radio silent. And so what I'm saying is this, yeah, the good thing about what we're doing right now is every little door MAGA opens up and allows Donald Trump to get away with something. When that pendulum swings back the other way, oh, trust me. Trust me. I don't want to hear the crocodile tears. Nope, because I'm going to be like, no, we were trying to be reasonable with you when your dear leader was doing it. We were trying to be reasonable. We were trying to argue with you till we got blue in the face. But if it ends up going the other way and all of a sudden a bunch of Trump voters start getting persecuted out there, I'm going to be like, what do you expect? What do you expect us to do? Seriously. Y'all allowed this to go on. Y'all allowed it to go on. It went unchecked. Imagine we get somebody crazy and just start speaking their mind like Donald Trump does, making absolutely no sense. Yeah, MAGA. Oh, yeah. MAGA, you're going to get $10,000 in your bank accounts every day. I'm telling you that. Yeah, you're going to get $10,000. Don't worry, it's there. Yeah, we got the suit. Donald Trump said it was hot. We got a super hot country. Oh, yeah, your utility bills. You won't even have to pay utility bills. What if we just had a candidate that was in the White House lying to you like that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And don't blame me. Anytime something comes up, we're going to blame Donald Trump. Donald Trump did it. You know, it was Donald Trump. Y'all would literally have a meltdown about this. So I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I know y'all are a bunch of liars, and you have to lie in order to keep the situation going the way it is. Watch this. These folks don't got no truth, ladies and gentlemen. They don't got any truth. Okay, moving along, ladies and gentlemen. Who we got? Who was this first guest? Ruben. Good morning, Ruben. Welcome. Ruben, are you there?
I'm sorry. I did that I didn't do it on purpose.
Okay, don't worry, champ. Don't worry. I got you. All right. All right. Moving along. All right. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Moving along. All right. Let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Good morning, Dolphin. How are you?
I'm doing good, Zeus. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Welcome to the show. W's in the chat. Nice to see you.
Yeah, one thing that I do is I do research, and what's making me angry is that these Ooh, almost said it. Almost said it. They sit here and they lie. The father did not run. He was literally arrested and put in the same freaking vehicle as the child. They are both in Dilley, Texas, in the something residential housing.
Yeah.
So that is another thing. Another thing, the mom was home. There were 2 eyewitnesses telling the mom, do not answer the door because they are going to take you. The mom said she did not answer the door for fear that she was going to be taken. I am tired of you lying.
Thank you.
You Trump supporters. I am sick of it. Do your own research.
Thank you. You hear that, Christina? Because I saw what you wrote when Dolphin said that, Christina. You said Dolphin was lying. You can send me a guest request, Christina, and come up here and provide us with any information you have to prove that Dolphin may be lying. But I agree with Dolphin. But if you're just going to be in the comment section to just be a contrarian, you know, I ask that you please show some respect to the guests that are actually up here trying to help free these minds out here. There's a lot of people, like Dolphin is saying, they believe this nonsense. Good morning, Brother Val. Nice to see you. Sorry, Dolphin, but I just wanted to address that because people are saying you're lying, and you say you love to do the research.
Yeah, when it comes to things like this and the way that they are talking about this situation and the fact that DHS is lying, and so is freaking JD Chesterfield and every single one of these people in the Trump administration.
Yeah.
Why are you believing these people? They lie to your face every single day. Every day.
They do.
But you lap it up like the lapdogs that you are.
They do. Yeah. They do. They consume it. Why do you think they're masking and covering up all the bad things that's happening up there, Dolphin? What do you think this is about? I'm just curious because it makes absolutely. They know that we can go look this stuff up ourselves, right?
Yeah. Well, honestly, Zeus, I was naive before I got on this app. I thought people were like me, remotely decent. God forbid you ever say anything bad about me. I will throw down. I will no longer be your friend because I could be the fiercest friend. Unless you make me angry, in which case you lost a great friend.
True.
Problem is that these people are not happy with themselves in their own lives. They hate without provocation. And I don't know why they are like this. When I got on this app, I was like, what is all this fucking racism? What is all this hate? What is this?
What do you think? Yeah, but you know they get upset if you address them as such, right? You said
Oh God, they
racism.
get offended.
If you
They
call
get
them
offended.
racist, they get upset. But don't they do racist things?
The microaggressions, just just the littlest things. Yes, very much so. And I'm sorry that you Trump supporters don't recognize the fact that you are hateful, racist, bigoted, misogynist, fascists. And when you guys sit there and go, oh, don't call us fascists. We don't like being called fascists. Oh my God. Do you realize that that thing that's currently in office has been calling us fascists, Marxists, communists, radical leftists? He's called us all sorts of names. But you guys get in your beefies because we call you schnazis and fascists. I'm sorry we call out facts.
Yeah. Tell them, Dolphin. W Dolphin.
I appreciate you bringing me up because when they were sitting there saying what they were saying in the comments, I was like, I did the research. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Please bring me up because I am tired of them lying on this family.
Yeah. Yeah, you did the right thing. You really did the right thing, and I gotta say thank you, Dolphin. All right, now I'm gonna try to. We're gonna keep getting the truth out here. All right, and you stay positive. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Dolphin a huge round of applause. No lies detected. All right, now you see MAGA. You see how easy it is to have a conversation. You see how that works. You know, call a response type, right? Why is it impossible for us to have the same kind of dialogue with a Trump voter? Y'all get up here and it's all games. Y'all want to play games. You want to try to act like you're not going to get cooked and this and that. But here's the thing. You're already cooked, MAGA. Here's the thing. Every single person in this live right now, we know you're already cooked psychologically because nothing you're doing right now makes sense. How could you let somebody that is mistreating you continue to mistreat you? That's the question MAGA needs to answer. How are you going to continue to allow somebody to continue to mistreat you? And you say, oh, Zeus, how does Donald Trump mistreat him? Because he lied to you. He played you. He's not delivering on any of those promises that he's told you. And even if you want to say he's, quote, securing the border, no, he's not. He's giving you fake numbers. Nothing this man says is real. I just played to you the whole favored nation. He knows it's easier to lie to you than for him to actually do the work and get it done. That's obvious, right? It's easier. It's way easier to lie to you knuckle draggers and never do it. And all he got to do is give you a few viral clips of ICE out there doing this and that, and you'll think the border is closed. All he has to do is bring out the boxes of honey bunches of oats, bacon, and coffee, and you'll think the grocery prices are down. All he has to do is say $1.99 a gallon, and you'll think gas is $1.99 everywhere in America. He never has to do the work, though. And y'all believe this stuff. Your 401ks. Y'all just credit card interest, 10%. Remember that? We're going to slap them with tariffs. Okay, whatever. 90 days, 90 deals. None of it ever happens. And y'all continue to watch him chip away. Remember the whole Doge thing? You know, we used to have on this show, this is my backup, by the way, right after Donald Trump won the election, his supporters would literally be on this app trolling creators like me. We have a mandate. Remember this? We all lived through it together. We have a mandate. We have a mandate. And as you can see, they've all started to fall off, especially after Charlie Kirk. Some of them are waking up and outright calling it a lie. And I'll give you a good example. Marjorie Taylor Greene. You saw how he did her. He did that to her over the Epstein files. She said, and on top of that, Mike Johnson keeps telling us we have a plan to fix healthcare, and I've never seen it. Remember that? And so we're now at a point where the MAGA base is simply going, how did we end up in this situation? And they're not running around saying that they have a mandate anymore. So then the people who are still in the cult, now we know what's really going on. These are the broken ones. We have a lot of broken people in the United States of America. And I'll say this to the international audience, because I have a lot of people all over the world that listen to me. If you're talking to somebody right now that still supports Donald Trump, that is a broken person, and you should run for the hills, because there's no reason to justify why a person that loves themselves would still support Donald Trump. And I could get into some trouble for saying that, but it's true. It's true. And that's why we have to mute some of these people who continue to come up in here and regurgitate and repeat the same old lies that we've been hearing for decades. These are broken people, and their voices, as far as I'm concerned, they don't matter. Let me move on to the next guest. Do I have any Trump voters before I go to the next guest? Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. I forgot to say that. I usually say that. I forgot to say it. Usually they're in the comments section piping up, getting upset, and I can identify them. But there you go. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Native Overland. I don't know if this is a real person or not, but we'll see. Oh, I can't even invite you. You got to send me a guest request. I can't even invite you. Maybe go get on your main account, all right? But here, all right, going once, going twice, and you see this? And the reason they don't want to come up is because they know. Just like that first guy that I snatched out of here. 2 questions. Okay, you believe in God? Yeah? Okay. Well, let me ask you some questions. He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to sit there and say, oh, those people going in that church, oh, they were evil. They were evil. But what about the demons that attacked the Capitol on January 6th? They won't say anything about that. Oh, what about the so-called cops letting them in? Well, if you looked into that, if you like to use that excuse, a lot of those cops that did that only did that because they felt overwhelmed. Yeah, what are you going to do when you see a mob of unalivers with pepper spray and orange demon spray and weapons coming at you, telling you to let you in, and all you got is one little pew-pew? You know what that turns into. It's a numbers game. Just because somebody lets you in and you go and rob the bank doesn't mean it was okay to rob the bank. See, that's the logic MAGA tries to use to justify evil, and it doesn't work over here. W. Zeus. Okay, so I've given MAGA a chance to come clean, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, they don't want to come clean and talk to Big Zeus. They don't want to talk to us. Good morning, Timeless. How are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Zeus?
I'm doing all right. As far as I'm concerned, wish things were better. You're doing okay, though?
I'm doing good. Not too bad.
Good. All right. Well, what do you got for us this morning? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, I'm I ain't gonna take too much of your time here, but I did want to hit on something from that last gentleman you spoke to, and when you were bringing up the January 6th. Now, it's actually insane because there's no way a person should have to explain this. However, we are talking about MAGA, so
Yeah.
But I just want to throw out there, he mentioned, and I keep hearing this a lot, and that's the main reason why I wanted to come up here, that there were FBI agents in the crowd. And, I guess they were trying to stir up things and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I just asked them to just take a second, even a half a second, to just think for a moment. Now, number one, and it's just 3 points, and I'll let you go. But number one, you're telling me that 200, and this is what, Fox and Trump said, that there was 200 FBI agents out in the crowd. Okay, so 200 FBI agents are willing to risk their career and go to prison to incite an insurrection. Like think about that now. Like, you really think that they would do that and risk their career over this? Like, let's be honest. Number two,
how about this? They could be MAGA, right? Because We know there's white supremacists in these law enforcement
Oh, of
agencies,
course.
right? So I just threw that out there, but I agree with you though, but that's always something in the back of my mind. A lot of y'all
Which is true though, and if they did, then yes, it's basically on their own accord. It's not, it's not the Democrats or who put them in there to stir something up. No, it's on their own accord because they are MAGA,
Yeah.
right? Number two, Zeus, who was the president at that time?
Oh, that would be this man back here, the one that
Okay.
got a little bruise on his hand.
So somehow we were able to get 200 FBI agents out from under his nose and put them into the crowd in order to do this without him or anyone else in his administration knowing?
Good point.
Like, okay, that makes no sense. And then number three,
Good point. These are all valid points.
okay, 200 FBI agents, and we know, according to Fox and Trump and everyone else, we know that there were 200 FBI agents that was out there, but yet we have no clue, not even one name, not even one name. We know for a fact that they were out there. That's what Fox is saying. That's what Trump is saying. But we have no clue, one name of any one of them that was out there who should be held accountable for it. And so I just wanted to leave with that and have MAGA take those 3 points and just sit down and think about it for a split second. I know they might have marbles in the head, but I'm sure if they clack them together long enough, it'll make sense.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a very valid point. All right. Well, listen, W's in the chat. Timeless. All right, brother.
Appreciate it, Zeus, and keep doing your thing, man. You have a wonderful show. I love it.
All right, thank you. You too. All right, Timeless Music, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a huge round of applause. All we want, maggots have zero common sense. Yeah. No, none of you Trump voters have any intelligence. You're a weak species. How about that? MAGA is a weak species, and they have to unite. And the thing that keeps them together, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll open up the box to the next guest, is what unites these people is they have things in common, right? It's definitely misogyny and racism, bigotry and stuff like that. But then if you go further right, I've always said this, you get into sedition. Right? January 6th was proof of that, yeah? And if you go further right, sort of like a number line, you get into the Epstein territory. Every day I turn on the news. Every day I scroll through social media. Another person Donald Trump pardoned from the January 6th, the sedition stuff. Guess what they've been caught doing? Epstein stuff. Guaranteed or your money back. I promise you. All you got to do is follow them. All you got to do is listen to their rhetoric. The very people that are still supporting Donald Trump, 9 times out of 10, if you listen to their rhetoric, they'll say something very inappropriate about children. They'll say it. I have yet to hear a Trump voter. I've yet to hear a Trump voter say anything about this.
If Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Gregory Jones, you want to say anything bad about that? You want to call that out, Gregory Jones? Christina, are you still here? Christina? Any DJ, are you still here? You want to say how disgusting and sick this is?
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. I can't relate that.
Any Trump voters want to call that out yet? I've been playing this for years. They won't do it. But they'll crash out over Joe Biden's daughter, Ashley Biden's diary. They'll crash out over that diary. Ain't that something? The diary, children write things down all the time. Diary's personal. You never want any of that stuff to get it. If you seen what I wrote, and once upon a time when I thought I was being cool, I had a diary. Things that I wrote in there, you would probably say, what? So that this, and they'll go hard in the paint for that diary. But that remark right there, you know what one of them has said to me? Oh, he was just joking. I don't know a man that jokes like that about their own daughter. I really don't. And not on one occasion, multiple occasions. Even said at one moment, in 10 years, I'll be dating her, talking about a little girl. if I heard one of my friends saying something like that, hey, you're a sick person. I can't do it. I can't do it. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not. If I got to take time to explain to you why that's a sick and disgusting statement, we're done. It makes absolutely no sense. Good morning, Nutty.
Good morning, Zeus. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Happy Friday, bro.
Yeah, we're getting ready for a freeze here, so I'm in my garage getting ready to put some salt down.
Okay, you better be careful because I hear there's a lot of things you got to do to protect yourself from destruction.
But
Right?
I want to lead with this. 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study, study, study to show thyself approved. A workman needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." The reason I wanted to lead off with that is because I wanted the gentleman who was, well, and I use the term gentleman loosely, the gentleman that was in your box a couple guests ago, and was talking about the church that was ungodly. You know what's ungodly, sir? What's ungodly is being antithetical to the scripture. That's ungodly. You know what else is ungodly, sir? When you don't feed the hungry, when you don't clothe the naked, when you don't welcome the immigrants. You know the things that are in the red words that are in that script that you're supposed to be reading and that script that you're supposed to be living by. You know what else is ungodly, sir? It's the fact that you will capitulate to this man who is antithetical to Christ himself. Don't get up here preaching to us about something being ungodly when the man that you are simping for is the ungodliest person we've ever had in the Oval Office. But yet y'all want to say this nation was founded on Christian principles, which it was not, by the way.
Amen.
But yet this man is the most ungodly president we've ever seen in the history of this country.
Preach it.
So don't come to us talking about what's ungodly. Furthermore, you don't believe in the Constitution because what those protesters did last Sunday.
Right.
Tell me one thing, because when you ask them, Zeus, when you ask them what's the one law that they broke, they can never tell you. They can say, well, they disrupted a service. That's not illegal.
No.
Did the preacher, did the pastor trespass those people? No, he did not. And to trespass someone, you have to call the authorities. You have to tell the authorities, I want them to leave and I want them trespassed. Then the authorities will say, if you come back on this property, you will be arrested for trespassing. Until that happens, Zeus,
talk to him.
They did not trespass. So again, I ask, what law did they break other than your feelings? And I would say to this, suck your feelings. Replace the S with an F.
Thank you.
Sucking it hard. Because neither myself or anyone else in this kingdom cares about your feelings. Because you all told us, get over it. Get out of your feelings.
Yeah.
When Kamala was not sworn in as president, you told us, F your feelings. So we're just going to use your words back to you disrespectfully, of course. F your feelings.
Thank you.
So again, I ask, where did they break the law?
Let me ask you a question, Nutty. Don't churches normally say, we welcome all and come on in?
I can't speak for all churches. I can speak for the black church.
Okay, how does it work?
I can speak for the predominant black churches. Most black churches that I know of. And again, I don't even speak for the old diaspora of black churches.
Yeah. Come as you are.
Our motto, Zeus, is all are welcome. Duh.
Yeah.
All are
welcome. The ED. He emphasized that.
All are welcome. So it doesn't say only if you're black or if you're straight or if you're this, that, and the other. And then we add another part to that, all are welcome. You know what the other part is?
What's that?
Come as you are. Come as you are. That means if you're downtrodden, broken, heartbroken, whatever broken, Come as you are. Because what we're taught is the church is the hospital for your soul. So when you get sick, when you get sick and you need to see a doctor, where do you go? You go to the hospital for your physical ailments. The church building is where we go for the internal ailments for our soul to get healed.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the white churches, but I'm sure white churches do feel the same way. Yeah. Not all, of course. Not the evangelicals.
Real ones.
Yeah. But for the black church is all are welcome.
Thank you.
Except for this church last Sunday, that church name is City Church. For a City Church, which is crazy in itself because it's in their name, City Church. Meaning, if you are City Church, then everyone within the city, even outside the city, I would go on to say, are welcome. So guess what? Guess what? The city showed up to church. They just didn't do what you wanted them to do.
Thank you. Yeah.
And they took a script. They took a passage out of the literal Bible and they flipped tables without flipping tables.
Yeah. And you saw they turned around and Donald Trump put the photos up of the 2 people that were arrested on his.
Well, here's what's wonderful. Yeah, I saw that. Here's what's wonderful about that. I'm happy she was arrested.
But he manipulated the photo of the black woman.
Oh, he did. And the White House basically said, get over it.
So how you gonna lie like that though? Ain't that lying? That's a form of lying.
Oh no, he doesn't lie. This administration they're truth tellers.
They did. They made it look like she's crying.
They're truth tellers.
They made it look like she's crying, and that's not true.
No, because we saw the photo when she was arrested. I'm glad she was arrested, by the way. Because now, when this gets adjudicated, now I want her to turn around and just sue the pants off the federal government.
Yeah.
Because you know what? She's not the martyr. They made her the martyr. They made her the center figure of this, what happened on Sunday. Because they couldn't do it to Don Lemon because Don Lemon has too much money and they knew Don Lemon could hire the best of the best because he's got it like that.
Amen.
And he has a platform, right?
Yep.
So although they're going after Don Lemon, they couldn't do him right away. So they are using her as the scapegoat. And you know what, ma'am? Power to the people.
Amen.
Go ahead and be arrested. And I want you to sue the federal government.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because the government cannot just arrest you unlawfully. You have to actually break the law.
Amen.
In order to be arrested for violating the law.
Amen.
And I don't want anyone from this administration trying to arrest anybody until you arrest the occupant in the White House.
Amen.
He's the biggest lawbreaker there is.
He is. He's disgusting.
So with that being said, Zeus, I'm done.
All right.
I'm done. I had something else I wanted to talk about, but that dude, that so-called blagger dude, dude, I hope they're coming for you.
Yeah.
And in fact, if I knew where you lived, I would call them and then I would sneak and I would pick your lock and I would open your door and I would tell them, hey, I live here and I'm giving you permission to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Zeus.
W Nutty. No lies detected. Yeah. He told the truth. He told the truth, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what this is all about. We have to continue to do the real work that it takes to save this great country of ours. And what that means is we call out these folks their misinformation and their disinformation in real time. Seriously, all right? Do we got any Trump voters out there? Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. I saw leftist Linda. You said something nasty about Nutty, but you didn't want to get in the box. If I catch it again, I'll mute it. I'll mute it. You know, it's one thing to disagree with me and put it in the comment section, and I'll ignore it for the most part. But if it keeps going on and I invite you up here and then you don't want to do it, then I just understand you're just here to distract, all right? And you're not really here to contribute, all right? So we don't want any of that, all right? So that's a huge W. Yeah. You want to sit there and you want to report people's accounts and you want to lie to the American people about all this so-called progress we've been making in America. Then when we ask you about it, you have nothing to offer us. You have nothing to offer us to prove any of this stuff. They have nothing to offer us. Did you get your Doge checks? No, we didn't get those Doge checks. Oh, that's interesting. And you haven't called Donald Trump and said, what's going on? No, I haven't done it. What are you doing now? Oh, I'm on to the next thing. What is that? Cheap gas. Yeah, $1.99. Where are you getting Well, it's not quite $1.99, but Zeus, come on now. Joe Biden. What about Biden? I mean, oh, okay, well, did you call him and say he lied? No, I didn't do that. What are you doing now? I'm on to the next scam. What is that? Defending him in the Epstein files. Why didn't Biden release them? Why didn't Biden release the Epstein files? Y'all look real crazy out here. Y'all look real crazy. I might have to start using that word, crazy. A little more. I need to start using. All right, W. Valerie. Leftist Linda. Are you gonna come up here or not? Or are we gonna have to put your crazy behind in a straitjacket? Because we got straitjackets. I have some of the best mods on TikTok, and they work real hard to give you all the opportunity to be heard, because a lot of them, they're going, Zeus, let me at him, Zeus, let me at him. And I should let him at him. Yeah. But, yes, Tiffany, please. You can put her in a straitjacket, yeah. Only way out of the straitjacket is through the guest request. Other than that, we want a good, clean live, and, yeah, we don't want misinformation. We don't want misinformation polluting the audience. Bring it, brother. Straight jackets are great for reporting. Oh, okay. Oh, Leftist Linda, is that what you said? Boop, boop. Ladies and gentlemen, Leftist Linda has left the building. Now, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, you tell MAGA Queen to knock it off, because I know that was MAGA Queen. What a loser. What a loser. Shay, how are you doing, Shay?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs as usual.
I know you always attending well. You doing well.
You sound pretty thrilled and happy today. Are you? But is it cold where you're at? Seriously?
It's about to be. It's coming in tomorrow night late. Wow. So, but I think Upper Texas is getting hit tonight. I think. Well, I don't know.
Well, be careful out there, okay? Because, you got to hunker down. I don't know if you're going to if you're going to ride it out, or you're going to come to the West Coast,
I know, I need to.
Yeah.
Because the whole South is getting hit. Like, it's crazy. Can't even go south. Like, what's up? But, yesterday. I don't know how they keep voting Republican. I watched that entire hearing. And all I saw from the Republicans, and I want MAGA to hear me clearly.
Okay.
I just go see if you notice it yourself. They never once questioned what Jack Smith said about what Donald Trump did on January 6th. They never once questioned him about it. They never once brought evidence that he had nothing to do with it. They never once pushed back on Jack Smith. Never once. Watch the entire hearing. Yeah. They never once. What do they do instead?
They tried to make Jack Smith out to be a villain.
They made him look like he actually was not hired to do the job, that he was not sworn in. Right. That he was not, what's it called? He wasn't approved by the Senate. What's that called? Something like that?
Yeah.
He wasn't confirmed, right?
Yeah.
Now, riddle me this. Was Robert Mueller, was he confirmed by the Senate?
Appointed, yeah.
Right?
No, he wasn't.
No, that was done by Bill Barr, correct?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
a cover-up guru.
Right. What about her? What about him? Was he confirmed by the Senate?
Nope.
You know, the one that investigated Joe Biden.
What about Biden? I knew you were going to.
What about Biden? What about John Durham?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, with the whole Clinton thing and the whole, you know, all that.
Yeah.
Was he confirmed by the Senate?
Nope.
Nope. So that's all they did. And then they whined about their cell phone records being subpoenaed.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. Every single one of them talked about, oh, it's not fair that you went after Kevin McCarthy and got his cell phone records and Jim Jordan's cell phone records.
Yeah.
Well, when you're trying to prove a conspiracy to overthrow the government, now, mind you, the phone call records had nothing to do with what was being said to each other, right?
No, we just needed to know.
It was only to see if, it was only to see if you talked to Trump on the day of, day before, right? That's all it was for.
Yeah. And if you're innocent,
it wasn't about what you
hiding?
said.
If you're innocent, why are you ashamed? I mean, he's doing what any prosecutor would do to get to the evidence of the crimes that were being committed. And I'm glad you brought that up because there was an exchange that took place. I forget who it was with, but one of them asked Jack Smith, was there any Republicans that were, any Democrats, whose phone records were subpoenaed, right? And I said, are you kidding me? Why would Donald Trump be calling Democrats on January 6th? And what point are you trying to make by asking that? You're trying to make it look like it's just the Republicans. And I think he may not have processed that correctly because what it said to me was, okay, so what you're saying is you're aware Republicans are committing crimes.
Right, exactly. And why would the Democrats be in on January 6th? I mean, we won the election. Why would we be in on overturning the election results?
That's a good question.
Would love
any demons got an answer? They don't got any answers. It's sad.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing they kept whining about was Cassidy Hutchins. That was what they kept whining about. How would you dare even use Cassidy Hutchinson's third party, hearsay testimony? And Chuck Smith, they wouldn't let him answer. Did you notice the whole time they would not let him answer questions?
Yeah.
I mean, he was trying to get it out and saying, I didn't even decide who I was using as witnesses. What?
Yeah. They blame everyone except Trump.
I'm aware it's hearsay.
Yeah. They blame everyone except Trump. Trump commits the
Right?
crime. They can't go and ask him about it, so they'll go and blame Cassidy Hutchins. And they'll go and blame the radical left. They'll blame, Nancy Pelosi. The same thing. But they will never go look at the real culprit for some strange reason. It's really sick.
It's really weird. And then the last thing is, do you notice they kept trying to say that, well, trials that you've tried before, they didn't win. Right?
Yeah.
Trying to say basically you're not a good attorney, right?
Yeah, right.
So who did they bring up? John Edwards and Bob Menendez.
Yeah.
Are those Republicans or Democrats?
Democrats, now that I think about it.
Democrats. So you're just proving to everyone that Jack Smith is not a political hack.
Nope.
That he went after Democrats.
Thank you.
So what's your point, MAGA? That entire committee hearing, which they agreed to put it public, right? The Republicans agreed to this.
Yeah.
Absolutely showed that Donald J. Trump was about to be convicted for trying to overthrow a duly elected president.
Thank you. And he committed the crimes as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
And I hear they're going to be asking him to come back and talk about the classified documents, hopefully. And Jack Smith said if he gets the approvals to do it, he'll be there to actually talk about the classified documents. Because once we all get to the bottom of that, because I strongly know what it is, we played the audio clip of him talking about Iran and ordering a Diet Coke, remember? And then look at us now. We're about to go to war with Iran. Maybe he did steal those classified documents after all. Huh.
Yeah, maybe he did. And I find it interesting that Eileen Cannon told him he couldn't talk about that case. I wonder why.
Oh,
why?
She's part of the cover up. I mean,
Interesting,
these people,
right?
they're all in on the cover up. I mean, it's truly a disgrace, and MAGA should be embarrassed that they are allowing the United States of America to just descend into pure chaos. We're like a third world country. Seriously.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I just sit here and go, how do you guys keep literally repeating like little minions? Oh, well, he said go peacefully. Oh, it was an inside job. That was his FBI.
Yeah.
Led by the guy he appointed. That was confirmed by the Senate, by the way. Like, what?
Yeah. Make it make sense.
So you're saying he has no control over his own DOJ? His own FBI?
Yeah.
They're the ones that sabotaged him? Come on, guys.
That.
None of your stuff makes sense. Like, when are you going to wake up?
Well, I
If
honestly...
yesterday...
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
sweet,
No. I thought you were done.
No. Sorry. I am just like, I just don't get it. I don't get how yesterday you make any excuses for Donald J. Trump and still buy into the rhetoric about Jack Smith. I really don't. Because he didn't push back on any testimony he did. Not one.
Thank you.
Why?
Ironclad.
If it was a lie, why?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
They don't have any answers, Shay. They don't.
They don't.
But listen,
It's
I gotta
disgusting.
say,
But
thank you for coming up here, all right? And you stay.
Thanks for
warm
having me,
and safe.
Zeus.
Make sure you run the water occasionally. I hear you got to do some things, all right? Don't.
We're going to cover the outdoor faucets and make sure they can drip. So as long as we don't lose water, it really damaged us when Ted fled the first time. Did you know that Ted Cruz left Texas again?
Get out of here.
He left Texas again. He went to California. He's left us again.
They come to the liberal state, huh? For safety.
Yeah,
Ain't that something?
exactly.
He should not be allowed to use any resources in California. He should not be allowed to, because see, it's that level of just pure hypocrisy. But he left the MAGA demons in Texas, though, so that's hilarious. To me. Remember, it's a failed state. That's what Donald Trump says. Gavin Newsom, it's a failed state, but Ted Cruz sure knew how to come here when danger came to Texas. Wow.
I tell you, he keeps fleeing. But yes, I don't know. Again, what Republicans? Why do y'all put Republicans in office? I have really no clue. But anyway, we shouldn't lose power, so that'll help, and it should be gone in a day and a half. So we'll be okay.
Yeah.
But thank you, my friend. All right, guys. But stay warm. Love you guys.
All right. Love you too.
Have an awesome time.
The beautiful Shay. No lies detected. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, you see that? No lies detected. What? Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Aren't we having an incredible show? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Do we have anybody out there still worshiping Donald Trump? Please identify yourselves real quick. Put a 1 in the chat if you're still worshiping the man. Or you have his Cheeto in your mouth, so to speak. All right, because I've seen some pictures. Some of you put some amazing pictures in some of the comments on my videos. Yes, and for all of you who are going to be impacted, by this cold front that's coming through the country, make sure you do everything you can to be safe out there. All right, you're on your own. I'll be honest with you. You don't want to put too much stress on the emergency. The 911 people that people do to help rescue people during the emergency. There's various agencies involved, but please be safe. Don't do anything crazy, all right? I know it's tempting to get out there and try to do something to go viral, all right? Oh, put a 2 if you have TDS. Hold on. I got your TDS right here. Who wrote that? Thank you. Oh, no, you're welcome. Native Overland. Okay, Native Overland. I see what I got to do with you. Native Overland. I see what you think. You think that you're running something real quick, all right? Next outburst, Native. Next outburst, I won't even say anything. If you can't come in here and actually contribute in a truthful and honest way, or get in the box and explain what's going on with you, I have no real use for you. Right? Because we know on this show, every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. and I've given you every opportunity to be successful when I played these magic words.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You've done enough damage to this country with your lies and your blind loyalty, your bigotry. W. Rick, you're not happy. You're not happy. All right. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, moving on. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. We have, oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we have next? Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. All right, moving it along. Oh my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Q-Dog. Welcome, brother. How are you doing?
Oh, good on this Friday. Zeus, how about yourself, bro?
I'm doing all right, bro. Nice and clean Friday. No alter ego. Don't run from Q-Dog. I know that you and Q-Dog, you have something with them, but no, listen. Don't run. Just get your dose in. Sorry about that, bro.
I think he's still AI, man. He hasn't proven himself. Prove it. Come up and cam up.
Yeah.
Anyway. I have a serious question for MAGA. The whole situation with the children being taken out of those people's house.
Yeah.
Real men, real fathers. How would you respond if a group of strange white tea men came to your house, your sanction of peace, interrupted your sanction of peace, and snatched your babies out the house by pew pew point?
Yeah.
No matter if you did something or you didn't do anything, but a group of men, just like the ones the Night Riders used to do back in the day, because that's all they are. The only thing that they missing is the torches in the hand and the horses. What would you do if a group of men came to your house and demanded your kids come out the house? I know what I would do as a father. You might as well go ahead and get my cell padded and ready for me. Because I promise you, well, I'm going to keep it TikTok friendly, but you can pretty much guess what I would do as a father.
You ready to crash out?
Oh, definitely crash out. Yeah. Definitely crash out for my baby. Ain't no way that you going to even look at my baby the wrong way and think that I'm not going to crash out on you. So I'm asking that question. Alter ego, pipe down, man. Nobody's listening to you. You keep spamming the chat with the same thing. You say it every day, all day, every day. Tiny Tank Top Tim, you made a comment earlier. Don't nobody want to hear. Chat, put in the chat who you want to listen to. Q-Dog or Tiny Tank Top Tim.
Oh, it's the easy
Let's just see let's see what comes up. This is easy breezy.
Yeah. WQ dog. Hey, he got all the cues. Wow, you got all them cues in the audience. Like
I don't see a TTTT not once.
Now, why you going to hurt that man's feelings? He ain't got much in there. You hurt his feelings.
You know Zeus. He come up here because he has no friends. He probably don't even have no family that even cares about him.
Yeah.
And you see this Tiny Tank Top Tip? I keep seeing Q's. I don't see no T's, man. I know it's in the alphabet. Where's your T's at, bro? Oh, I see one T. I see one T. Oh, you the 1 percentile. 1 percentile.
Yeah.
I mean, bottom line.
Mascot, MAGA Queen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. AKA Megatron. Matter of fact, let me ask the question, since he wants to be in the chat all day, every day, and he brought his daughter up to try to come at you. Tiny Take Top Tim, what would you do if a group of men came to your house or your daughter's house and snatched her out? And she a grown woman. What would you do, Tiny Take Top Tim? Would you put on the daddy hat? Would you put on the father hat then? Or would you just let them snatch her out? I'll wait. I'm waiting, Tiny Tank Top Tim. You've been spamming the chat all morning long. You silence as a radio with no batteries in it right about now.
If he starts acting up and starts playing games,
I would do what any good father would do, and I'd fight him.
You would fight him. Oh, okay. So what's the difference between you and other men when their kids get snatched out? What's the difference? You just told me exactly what I would do. That's the first time I can say in history that we agree upon each other as real men and real
Any
fathers.
good father would fight him. Any good father would fight him.
Okay, so if ICE came to your house and mistakenly grabbed your daughter, you say you would smash out on him?
Yeah, I would get arrested for it. Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to put this in the books, Zeus.
Yeah.
We got to put this in the books.
Yeah, because he understands. He knows.
I think when it's just like that movie with Samuel L. Jackson when they was on the stand and they said he told the story about the child being abused or whatnot, and then said, "Close your eyes and imagine if that child was white too."
Yeah.
So I think we just got that moment where Tiny Take Top Tim finally closed his eyes and imagine if that was my baby getting dragged.
No, I said any good father. Any bad father would let him come in. I mean, that's really a stupid argument. That's really a stupid argument. Any person who cares about their kids is going to fight them.
No, Tiny. Let me do the judging of what's stupid, all right? I'll tell you why this is relevant. Because you seem to believe, do you believe that officer had the right to discharge the firearm into Renee Nicole?
And she was
on the phone. She put herself in that situation.
Okay, stop. So that's the second thing is this. Are you still in support of what ICE is doing in terms of what harming these women and children?
Yes.
So that's why that question wasn't a stupid
So
question.
let's take it a step further, Zeus. What if Nicole was your daughter?
My daughter wouldn't be stupid enough to put herself in that kind of situation.
No. Listen, what I'm saying.
Hold on. I would be upset, but then I would realize, well, if my daughter hadn't made the decision she made, she'd still be here.
Do you agree that people are on this earth that make mistakes?
Everybody makes mistakes.
That's a part of life. Everybody make mistakes, right? Does that call for you to make a mistake, no matter what it is, impeding traffic, stopping traffic, whatnot? Does that result for you to lose your life?
Depends upon. I can't make that decision.
Listen what I'm saying to you. Impeding traffic. We're just talking about being in the middle of the road.
It wasn't about her impeding traffic. It was about her vehicle lunging towards somebody.
He didn't. The vehicle did not lunge, so we all saw the video. We all saw the video.
The thing, Q-Dog, is we can all watch the exact same video, and we're all going to come up with different ideas of what happened.
The way you want to interpret the video is totally up to you, and we understand and know why.
And it's totally up to you too, how you interpret it.
No, I'm interpreting it this way. He could have pew-pewed the tires. He could have did.
Okay, were you there?
His main purpose was to say,
were you
get out
there?
the vehicle.
See, you're an
and we all know ICE does not. Hold on.
You're being an internet quarterback.
Listen to me.
You're being an internet quarterback.
We all know that ICE does not have the authority to do any type of traffic stop.
You're being an internet quarterback when it comes to the video.
No, so Tiny Tank Top, let me bring some perspective. What Q-Dog said that's really alarming is you would basically be okay if your daughter did what Renee did. You would be okay with the officer unaliving your daughter.
I didn't say that.
Listen.
No, yes, you did.
Don't twist my words. I would be upset, but I would realize she put herself in that situation.
Earlier, you made a claim about being a good father. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around.
And I said I would be upset about it. Yes.
Why so defensive?
Because you
have a bad habit of twisting what people say.
Hold on. I need you to dig deep down in your soul as a father. And you ain't gonna sit here and tell me that if an unknown white T man started letting off rounds in your baby's car and you had no idea what actually took place, that you would be okay with that as a father. I don't know anybody with the same mind as a father that would be okay with that.
And Q-Dog, I'll go one step further. Let it have been. I'm a mute. Let it have been a bunch of black men that did that. You know, they could have been law enforcement or whatever. If a bunch of black men would have done that to his daughter, he wants us to believe this lie that he would have been okay with it. And this is the. And I'm sorry.
You're doing it again. You're twisting what I said.
Hold on. Because
if you're going to say I said something, say what I said.
Okay. You're twisting it to your narrative to make you sound better in this conversation.
Not at all. Not at all.
You're cooked already.
I didn't say I wouldn't be okay with it.
Okay, then why can't I make my point without you crashing out?
Because you're twisting what I said.
Okay, then
let's
twist it. Let me twist it because I want to make this point, and then I want to, Q-Dog, you can say what you want to say.
Okay.
You're trying to say to us that a good father would be okay watching his daughter be unalive.
No, I didn't say that.
Mistake.
I did not say that.
She made a mistake.
No, I said I would be upset with it, but then I would have to realize that she put herself in that situation. I would be pissed off about it, and I would throw a bitch fit about it. But she still put herself in that situation.
Why blame her at all?
I'm not blaming her.
Okay, so then that statement makes imagine. Okay, Tiny, this in the Q-Dog. I want you to go. You know when people have funerals, right? Because this has to play out. You got your family, you got friends, you got people in the community showing up, and someone might have to give the eulogy. Are you sitting here saying during the eulogy you would make such a ridiculous statement about your own daughter?
Well, she put herself in a situation. Well, that's why she's laying here in this coffin right now. Say that out loud and listen to yourself to see if that actually makes sense. So no. I need you on this platform to pretend that your daughter is laying in a coffin in front of you, and you're telling the congregation, well, she was a good woman, but she did what she did. That's why she's laying in this coffin right now. Would that actually come out of your mouth?
You're laughing? Okay.
And just imagine how the congregation would look at you with that coming out of your mouth.
WQ dog. He had to laugh because he was guilty. You lied, you fried, and you got to. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire and sending that demon straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
The boy ain't smart. He's not smart, ladies and gentlemen, and I keep telling him. He clearly doesn't understand what he is saying, but he thinks he's smart, and that's a good illustration of MAGA. What is that, Q-Dog? My bad.
Brother, I'm at the point like Dolphin. It is draining and exhausting. Like Nutty said, this is exhausting. If nothing else, your emotions for your child laying in front of you, no matter how she got there. No matter how, I know some mamas that have they sons on Seth Road, and if they sitting there as a mama or as a daddy, where you seen your baby from an infant grow to an adult, and that baby of yours, because no matter what, we all know whether it's 2 years old or 20 years old, that's still your baby laying in front of you in a coffin. And you got the audacity to say as a parent, well, she did what she did. That's why she landed. Something is mentally wrong with you.
And I'll say this because I know other people want to get up here and weigh in on what that disgusting demon did. Tiny kicked out tip, because I like hearing what other people say about some of the stuff we talk about with these folks. He failed to recognize the humanity in this entire situation. And what you did, Q-Dog, I got to say thank you. You illustrated to him this could easily happen to you. And in that moment, how would you react? And he caught himself in a bit because that's what the laugh was about.
He was almost on that side, but he said, wait a minute, hold on, MAGA's listening. Wait a minute, let me revert what I said, to try to appease. Stop trying to appease man, because man can't put you in no heaven or hell.
Thank you.
You make the decision. It's no different than somebody making a 20-second decision that costs you your freedom for life.
Thank you.
5 seconds. That's all it really takes.
WQ dog. That was genius, bro. I love how you did that to him. Because he actually was the most honest I've seen him try to be. But I understand, ladies and gentlemen, listen, he's not that intelligent. All right. I've spoken to him. He went to college. The professor says you're here to learn. And he got up and walked out because he said the professor was lying. So that's how his mind works. And he eats onions, like I told you earlier. I caught him on a live. He eats onions for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is a certified MAGA demon. You heard it here first.
He
eats onions for dinner.
I'm gonna share something with you, bro. And this is one of the what we had to do when I was online, and it was the most disgusting thing. We had what's called a Q apple. A Q apple, which in my eyes blindfolded while you're going through your process. And I had to bite that raw onion. That was the nastiest thing I've ever had to do. And you do that on a day-to-day basis, and it's yum to you like grandma's apple pie. You got some issues with this.
Thank you. You're right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. That made my morning, to be quite honest, hearing the way you destroyed him like that. Thank you.
No doubt. I'm always here for the kingdom. Salute to the kingdom. Salute to everybody that gifted me. I appreciate you. I love you. No matter what these folks say to y'all keep going forward, because the MAGA, what they call it, cult.
Yeah,
it's gonna come to pass, just like Jim Jones, and eventually it's gonna dwindle down to the river and just go straight under the sea with the rest of the crap.
Amen. All right. Thank you, brother. All right. Yeah. That was very disturbing right there. Hearing a person who calls himself a good father say that about their own daughter. You ask, where's your humanity? You couldn't bring yourself. This is the point I wanted to say to him. He couldn't bring himself to, number one, acknowledge that there's nothing his daughter did that should have resulted in that. Number one, even if she was doing those very things, you couldn't bring it to say, I don't care what she did. She didn't deserve to lose her life like this at the hands of Donald Trump. You couldn't bring yourself to say that. That's sick. You couldn't even look at this man and say, you are responsible for this. You couldn't do it to him because he's got you. Your minds aren't yours. They belong to Donald Trump. I keep trying to tell you, Trump voters. But his daughter, she'll get mad at me. I don't care if she's mad at me. She can say whatever she wants to say to me, but I hope her dad listens to it and takes note, because I'm the real man in the situation. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Good morning. Where would you like me to begin? The first conversation or that absolutely ridiculous conversation you just had?
It's up to you.
So, first of all, let's go back to when Shay was talking about what happened yesterday, because she was dead on accurate with regard to they were attacking the person who actually was hired to do the job by the American people, who has served under both parties. So over a 30-year career, he has literally served under both Republican and Democrat as an apolitical servant. So let's start there. So if you actually would do any research, MAGA, you would actually know that it was Judge Cannon who was used by the Trump administration to actually claim that he was illegally hired. Second of all, and you guys can write notes, take it down. The American Oversight Committee is currently, which is a nonprofit that literally holds law enforcement responsible and sues them, are literally suing Judge Eileen Cannon at this point, and the 11th district.
Get him, Jim. Tell him.
The 11th district circuit is literally on this case. So let's be very clear that Judge Cannon will go down in history as being one of the most corrupted, used judges in history.
Yeah.
Helping this man commit crimes against the American people. You don't have to believe me, MAGA. You can literally go research it. I could pull it up for you right now. I have the docket, but I'm not going to do your research for you, because this is the problem. We spend so much time on this app giving them facts and data, and they never bother to look it up. Eileen Cannon also is responsible for the gag order. So let's tie those two together. Not only did she claim that it was illegal, she's also responsible for the gag order. Now, ask yourself why she would put a gag order on him after he dismissed the cases. Because she knew that if he had a gag order and he was called before Congress, he could not discuss it. So therefore, he would look as if he was trying to hold information back, which is why he was so brilliant yesterday when he said, I can't answer that because that's in the gag order. That's in the case. See, they thought they knew what they were doing, but what they actually did yesterday was actually make themselves look worse. Because once they started opening the door for questions to be asked, they always forget that the Democrats have the follow-up, and the follow-ups were brilliant, especially Ted Lieu. Ted Lieu yesterday was incredible.
Yes.
And go ahead.
No.
Okay,
you're making me smile and feel good now, because this is refreshing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Jim a round of applause. Refreshing truth.
And so it's really imperative for people to understand that when you take the oath under the Constitution, everybody in that room who was questioning his oath also took the same oath.
Yeah.
And you know what's really even more interesting? Is somebody like Representative Nels, who's only been in Congress since 2021, couldn't hold a candle to Jack Smith, who's taken the oath of office multiple times, multiple times, and had the documents to prove it, and they admitted it. They admitted it in the congressional hearing.
Yeah.
He said, "I signed it. It's signed. Merrick Garland signed it. It's an order." There it is. And they admitted it. Yeah, it's right here in my hand. He actually said it. Yeah, I know, I have it. You signed it. He said it. The Republican said it.
Wow.
So this idea that somehow there has to be this congressional, none of them have to have congressional oversight. They are appointed to that position. They swear under oath. That's it. The job to get started. And as Shay said, her, Merrick, Mueller, any special investigator that's going to be put into that position. Not to mention, this man has not only had a thorough background working for the Hague at the highest echelon of law enforcement. There's nothing that they're going to be able to do to come for Jack Smith. Let me make this very clear. Not only will he be protected by the Constitution and the judiciary, the American citizens at this point after witnessing, because Jack Smith himself was the one that said, I want an open public hearing. Amen. He hid nothing. Yes. So the American people, even if you are an independent or a Republican, are going to have more respect for the person that said, no, let the American public decide, because you're not going to hide it. You're not. And that's what the Dems said yesterday. The Dems said, we said, let him have his public hearing, and you guys tried to hide like cockroaches.
Thank you. She's right, Tiny. And I see you in here getting your daily dose of kibble. Listen up. Please continue, Jim.
So the other part that I want to bring up, because tiny little man doesn't know anything about law enforcement. So let's talk about the pillars in law enforcement, shall we?
Ooh.
First of all, the number one pillar of law enforcement is building trust and legitimacy. They've lost that in this administration.
Facts.
The second pillar is policy and oversight with strong internal controls. They lost that already because there's no oversight.
Facts.
Third, technology and social media, using the tools effectively. Oh, check out this word, and ethically. Ethically. Already broken. Why do we know it's broken? Because even the White House is putting out fake memes of people being arrested. showing mugshots of people. Well, you know what mugshot they're not showing? That of the President of the United States, who literally is a felon. Community policing and crime reduction, working with the residents of that community. What have they not done? Worked with the residents. They've literally put DC, Minneapolis, Los Angeles, and any other city that they've gone into in harm's way. Officer training and education, continuous learning. Well, guess what they're not doing? They're not training according to any of the law enforcement agencies, because none of them in history have ever allowed only a 6-week course. At minimum 12 weeks, at best 16 weeks, and then they're literally a rookie and have to serve with the training officer. They've already broken that rule. You got officer safety and wellness, supporting officers' well-being as number 6. So let's be very clear. When an officer is not suited to serve, he should not be on the street serving the community, because he is a harm to the community. Amen. Those are your core 6 pillars of policing.
Amen. Go ahead, Jim.
Their job and their function is enforcing the law, apprehending offenders, prevention of crime, predicting crime, preserving the peace. Now, mind you, none of those are happening, because if you have to break the law, your very first core function, if you have to break the law to enforce the law, you're the criminal.
That's so true. Criminals with badges.
You're the criminal.
Wow. W, Jim.
Now let's talk about the autopsy report, shall we? The autopsy report shows that the first shot that was fired by that person hit her in the forearm. The second shot he fired went through the part of her chest.
Wow.
And the third shot, when danger was no longer an issue, went through her head. Not only did he break the rules of engagement, he fired at a moving vehicle. He got in front of the vehicle, first of all, not once, but twice. He went around the vehicle twice. He literally fired at an unarmed person into a moving vehicle, putting the community at a larger risk.
Yeah.
Tiny TikTok, to whatever the hell your name is, sit all the way down. You know nothing about the rules of engagement. You know nothing about the training of law enforcement. You know nothing about what they're supposed to do. All you want to do is come on this app and make yourself look grosser. And I didn't even think that was possible. But to blame a victim who the entire world witnessed. We witnessed it in real time. A law enforcement officer pull out his weapon and fire on an unarmed American citizen and call it law. It is not law. It is not justice. It was murder in cold blood. We all witnessed it, and mark my words, he will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. There is nowhere to hide. Nowhere.
Thank you. W, Jim. You said it so straight and so direct and truthfully. Like, I sit there and it hurts to even know, like, that's what we all watched. Someone, because you call the cops and you usually think the cops are coming to help you. Now the temperature in this country is don't do it, because especially with ICE, they're not coming to help you. They're coming to hurt you.
And the saddest part I don't understand is even the person behind you right now, as a major storm is about to hit this country, he is writing on Truth Social that there's no such thing as global warming. This is the President of the United States, literally as of this morning, writing that there is no global warming. I want to tell you before it even happens that there are going to be people, because of this ice storm, because of this winter is coming mentality, that are going to unalive because they will not have access to FEMA. They will not have access to health care. Wow. They will not have access to clean water or clean air when pipes break. And people are going to pass away because of it. And the person that you are entrusting has literally silenced the American ability to get what they paid for by their tax dollars and is literally stealing your tax dollars. For those women in the comment section that want to attack me, I just want to make this perfectly clear because this is the last time I'm going to address you.
Go ahead.
Neither one of you can do anything other than insult other people. And so if you have to insult people, it speaks more to your character than it does mine.
Amen.
You guys are lost. You are going to pay dearly. Karma does not forget an address. It's coming for you because the internet is long. And you will not be able to lose the fact that not only did you insult women consistently with people who are harming women, you literally insulted the entirety of this country that serve and protect daily. And whether you like it or not, because of people like me who believe in law enforcement the right way, who believe in putting integrity and honor, who literally believe in protecting the American Constitution, women like you are the biggest travesty at all because you're the ones holding the jocks of the perpetrators.
That's how you casually dismiss these demons out here. It's sad to see it, Jim. Honestly, conservative women, they sit around here and prop up this disgusting behavior, and they don't ever think to themselves that eventually this could happen to them. It's the most craziest thing I've ever seen. Or maybe it did happen, you know, and they don't want to deal with it. I don't know. But it makes absolutely no sense.
These are the same women that would blame another woman for what she wore as she was assaulted. Because they are so insecure about who they are as women that they can't find their own voice and their own way to understand that protecting sisters, protecting mothers, protecting daughters against the violators, 90% of all violent crime is committed by men in this country. 90% of all crime is committed by men in this country. But the violent crime committed mainly by the men that they support. And they're sitting in the White House and they're sitting at the highest echelon. Trump is a convicted felon. RFK is a convicted felon. Pete Hegseth has multiple cases against him with NDAs signed, payouts, stealing from veterans, literally losing the money. And now they've put him at the helm of the largest budget in the United States as the U.S. Department of Defense. So please miss me with your judgment of me on a TikTok app. At least I come correct every single day.
Amen. Amen. You cooking, but let's get the beautiful Jim. A huge round of applause. Cooking and booking. Wow. Let that be a lesson. Thank you, Jim. I love it. I love it. I appreciate it. She does a great job. I gotta give it to you. You know, I gotta say, I always look forward to hearing from you, Jim, honestly, because you know you could go further with them than I can, you know, and you hit, you don't miss. So, ladies and gentlemen, W's in the chat for Jim. I'm gonna move it on, all right?
Yeah, have a good day. And I just want to make sure to tell everybody, if you do know people in that area that are, remind them to get water today, remind them to load up on lanterns and candles or whatever they need to be safe and warm. This is going to be really, really bad. Yeah. And please, if you have not been vaccinated yet, please get your vaccines for the flu and for C-19 right now. Take care of you and yours while it's available, because we may not have access to that kind of care next year. So do what you can to keep yourself safe. Peace out. And follow the Medical Collective, because Dr. Keisha just said check out her current podcast.
Okay.
Thanks, Luz. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Have a great day, too. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at me. Ladies and gentlemen, moving along, ladies and gentlemen, who do we have? Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, let's see, who is this right here? Good morning, oh my gosh. God, I think we can do, oh my gosh, look at the time, oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, I thought he was here. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. You staying out of trouble?
Staying out of trouble and staying out of the the weather that's coming in Houston.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. Maybe you could give us a couple of wise words or some advice about what. I'm not there, but maybe people are there should listen to you and pick up on any recommendations you might have before.
Don't listen to, don't do as well. I guess you could do as Cancun Cruise does and flee. But if you are here, the most thing I recommend, which upsets me, is when we had our hurricane, is that people went out to get viral photos, to do crazy things, and a couple of first responders lost their lives trying to save people. So, as you say, as Gumbo in the audience says, I'm not getting no vaccine, do whatever, but if you're going to do foolish behavior, don't crowd the hospitals and stuff with unnecessary things.
Thank you. Stay out. Ride it on out. You didn't want to take the advice. Ride it out.
Ride it all the way out to ride your measles, ride out your HPV related penile cancer, ride it out because this stuff is preventable, with vaccines.
They don't like good common sense information for some strange reason. They only trust it if it comes from Donald Trump. Did you see this photo? What did you think about this photo of Donald Trump's hand? Did you see that photo?
I don't look at his hands. I'm sorry.
Look at that. Can you tell us what you think about that hand, though? Honestly, I know
it's a
you can't give
hematoma.
us.
It's a hematoma.
Oh, what is a what? A hematoma? What
It's
is
a
that?
bruise.
Oh wow, it's the medical word. Hematoma. See, you dropped some lingo on it. Does that look like somebody that's perfectly healthy? Because some people say, he's rotting and could perhaps be rotting. I mean,
as people get older, that their hands, their skin, their epidermis thins out. So they're more susceptible to bruise. And also, if you take too much aspirin, which is a platelet inhibitor, aggregation inhibitor, that you have less ability to clot, therefore bleed.
Yeah. Well, he said he bumped his hand on the table and put a little cream on it, and so that's why it's looking like that. Oh, then he does take aspirin.
RFK Jr. took care of him. He went to the RFK Jr. hospital. I don't.
And he's old. Oh no, don't say that, Kimmy. Remember what you said about Joe Biden. Remember how y'all all said Biden was too old, but then you went and voted for this guy.
Not everybody, though, gets bruises on their hands when they take blood thinners. And
some people say it couldn't be an IV. Do you think he was getting an IV in that hand? Could that be possible?
I told you I don't look at his hands.
Oh,
I'm worried about people on the right side of history. I'm not worried about surmising about his health.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't
If we sit here and worry about them, then we make them relevant. And I hate to say it, but the leader is not relevant to me. Unfortunately.
Bingo.
Not relevant. But as these storms are coming, we did a whole episode. There's a doctor. I don't know. He's good eye candy. Not to take away from you, Zeus.
Okay,
but
thank you, because I was a little concerned. People say things on this app and then it gets circulated. People screen record and stuff like that. You wouldn't want people to screen record you saying something like that, Doc. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Okay, so last August, we did an episode on disaster preparedness. I think that's right around the hurricane. I really implore y'all to check that out. To have an ER doctor that's telling you, and also he was part of Obama's health task force.
Yeah.
Giving his information on how to prepare, giving 3 doctors that are immigrant physicians and living beyond America on their advice on how to prepare for disasters.
Yeah.
Beyond the water and all that stuff. I really implore you all to listen to that episode. It was some good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. But
we're gonna do it.
Oh, sorry. One more thing. I got my account, my post got a violation and was removed.
Oh.
Yeah. And you know what it was about?
What's that?
It was about RFK Jr. and his Tuskegee experiment he's doing over in Guinea-Bissau, or trying to.
Wow. They did that to you? Wow. They're going after everybody on this app. What a disgrace.
Everybody. And they said it's going to take 24 hours to review, and they still have not released it.
Uh-oh.
And it was so good. I edited it, everything. to expose what's happening.
Yeah, well, hopefully you win that, all right? Because we need the voices out here to tell the truth and push back against it. Because there's a lot of misinformation out here, but it's a shame they are doing that. Yeah, it's a real sick thing they're doing this.
Yeah, Zoe said they're being censored as well.
Yeah, and it started because we wouldn't have to really do this if the people on the right would stop lying and promoting misinformation and disinformation. And so, you know what? We're going to keep pushing up against it, and eventually the truth will prevail, all right? Seriously, all right?
Yeah, the truth will prevail, y'all. The juice will prevail.
Yeah.
Whether it's on this app or beyond. I know they changed their policies today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll have to be more clever. What we can say is we have the ability to pivot. And some people, when you have the same thing to read over and over again, you can't pivot. Yeah. When you have class, when you have knowledge, expertise, and critical thinking, please, you close one door, I'm going down the other. But if you are literally parroting somebody every day, that's all you can do.
That's all you can do. They literally are nothing but parents. Seriously. All right then, Doc. All right, we're gonna wrap things up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, W's in the chat for Dr. Keisha Davis. Make sure you give her a follow and support the Medical Collective. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at that moment where Big Zeus does have to get up out of here. Wow, the time really flies when you're literally just having a blast doing what you love to do, all right? And I really do enjoy doing lives like this and getting out here and confronting these people out here spreading hate and misinformation and helping them to see the light. Hopefully somebody took something positive away and it's actually going to help make them a better person, whether it came from me or some of the amazing panelists that I have, except for that loser, that lowlife that eats onions for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And he knows who he is. I don't got to say his name. I'm going to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, engaging, and very, very educational. All right, but I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. I'm not even going to say their name. All we'll say is they're Zeus haters. Join me in giving them one last round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
What about Biden? You know where to find it.
What about Biden? Yeah. What about Biden?
Have a great rest of your morning. Have a great weekend.
What about Biden? Stole the whole election night. With the votes dead enough. Yeah, that ain't right. What about Biden? Borders wide open, let them fill it. Millions crossing, drugs pouring. Where we begin? Gas prices sky, inflation
whenever you hear MAGA arguing and then they bring up Biden, just play this song and tell them, yeah, you sound like a broken record. We got it.
Joe at the back. What about Biden? Yeah. What about Biden? What about Biden?
And give him a blanket and some knee pads.
In the White House, calling Sleepy Joe, cognitive decline. Everybody knows stumbling words, can't finish a sentence. Pumping on strings, who pulling the leverage? On his laptop, bullets of bills. Trying to cash flow, many conceal. Family getting paid, influence pedal. While we out here struggling, pockets unsettled. Weaponized OJ, FBI raids. Mar-a-Lago storm, 100 gets praised. January 6th, locking up brands. But Joe's pacified, docs in his garage, man. Keystone cancel, energy weak. Depending on flows, gas $4 a week. Firm in the cities, soft on the streets, defund the police. Chaos for beat. Stole the whole election night. With the votes dead tonight. Yeah, that ain't right. Biden borders wide open, let them flood it. Hands crossing, drugs pouring. Where we begin? What about Biden? Gas prices sky, inflation high. Economy dying, can't feed your child. What about Biden? Afghanistan, that's left on behind.